Hello everyone, today's lesson is 4-7 congruence transformations. We will have one example and three types of transformation in this question. The first term that we will learn is reflection, second one is translation, and then the third one is rotation. Some of you may already know what reflection is. It's called flip. Translation is sliding a figure and rotation is turning it. So identifying flip and slide is going to be easier than identifying a rotation. So this is what we are going to do. First we will see if it's a flip. Then if it's a flip, we will say reflection. If not, we will check if it's a translation. If not, then we will say then it should be a rotation if the figures are identical. So let's look at the first one here. Sorry about that. The original figure is in the second quadrant. One side is 2 units, the other side is 4 units. So after a form of transformation, we have this figure right here. One side is 4, the other side is 2. So that means the triangles are identical. So it should be one of these: reflection, translation, or rotation. So let's first see if it is a reflection. So in this form of transformations, there should be a line or a point that works like a mirror. So in this question, and the mirror must be between the figures. So if we look at this figure and that one carefully, there's only one line stays between them. So this one might be the mirror, or the mirror. So let's go point by point. Take this point here. If this line over here is the mirror that we have, that point should be its image. In this case, we need to count the distance between each point, for instance this one, and the mirror that we are assuming we have. The distance is 1 unit between the point and the mirror, and then same thing applies for that point. So obviously this point is reflected over the y-axis, and then we get its image up here. So the second one is that point, and its image is right here. So the distance between the point and this mirror is 5 units. You can count and then see that. Same thing applies for that one, its image. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can say that this point is reflected over the y-axis to get this point. And then same thing applies for these 2 points. The distance between the point and the mirror, the y-axis, is 5 units. So that means this is going to be a reflection. Let's look at the second one here. We have a figure on the y-axis, and obviously it goes down to get to this second figure, its image. So if we are going any of these directions, right, left, up, and down, so that means we are sliding the figure, so it should be translation. So this one is going to be a translation. And just to be more clear, that point, the one in the bottom, it goes down 4 units. Each one of these points go down 4. Take this point here, it goes down 4 units, and then we get to that one here. Same thing applies for this point, and then that one, the one at the top, it becomes that point. So the last one here, first let's see if we are flipping it. So look at the first one here. This is the type of figures that we have if we are flipping or reflecting a figure. These are not, they don't look the same as these two. So we are not obviously sliding this one to the right side, because if we were sliding this, we would have this kind of figure in the first quadrant, but we don't. So since this is not a reflection or a translation, we are going to say this is a rotation. And just to be clear, we need to make sure that the sides of the triangles are exactly congruent. So let's look at this one here. It is 2. This side up here is 3 units. Same thing is on this side, 2 and 3. So I'm not measuring these two sides because they must be the same. Since the angle between the legs are 90 degrees, the hypotenuse must be the same. So the figures are identical. It's not flip. This one is not flip or slide, so it should be a turn. It should be a rotation.